You know that feeling when everything looks fine on the outside, but inside you're screaming? You smile, you answer, "I'm okay." You keep showing up, but there's this heavy, restless ache that never quite leaves. It's like you're still waiting for someone to notice the child you once were, the one who learned to stay quiet. If that hits you in the chest, you're not alone. And this video is for you. Let me take you back.
Picture yourself as a kid, maybe 8 or 9 years old. You're sitting in your room after something painful happened. Maybe you were yelled at, maybe ignored, maybe told you were too sensitive. You wanted to cry, to scream, to ask why it hurt so much. But you didn't. You swallowed it. You made yourself smaller, quieter, easier. And no one came. That moment didn't just pass. It moved into your body. It became the way you love, the way you disappear, the way you overthink every text message at 2 a.m. You grew up, but that silent child never did. Here's the painful truth most people never say out loud. Emotional neglect doesn't always look like bruises. Sometimes it looks like a house full of people who never really saw you. Parents who provided food and shelter but never asked how you felt. Who taught you that your feelings were inconvenient. Who made you believe being good meant being invisible. So you perfected invisibility. You became the listener, the peacemaker, the one who doesn't need much, the one who laughs it off when someone cancels plans, the one who stays too long in relationships that slowly drain you because at least someone is looking at you. But late at night, when the house is quiet, that inner child starts screaming again. Why am I never enough? Why do I feel so alone, even when I'm with people? Why can't I just rest? These aren't random thoughts. They're echoes. Take a breath with me for a second. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed, but couldn't explain why. Your heart was racing, your mind wouldn't stop, yet you had no big reason. That's the silent child trying to get your attention the only way they know how. Through anxiety, through shutdown, through that heavy fog of emptiness. This pattern shows up everywhere once you see it. You push people away when they get too close, then hate yourself for feeling lonely. You say yes when you're already exhausted. You replay conversations, wondering what you did wrong. You feel guilty for having needs. Because back then, needing anything felt dangerous. The quiet ones carry the loudest storms. But here's where something shifts. That child isn't trying to ruin your life. They're trying to protect you with the only strategies they ever learned. Staying small kept you safe once. Shutting down kept you from more pain. Overthinking became your early warning system. They did their best with what they had. Now you're the adult in the room, and you can do what no one did for them. You can finally listen. You don't have to fix everything tonight. You don't have to heal in one big dramatic moment. Sometimes healing starts with the smallest, gentlest sentence. I see you. I hear you. You're safe now. Say it softly to yourself right now, if you can. Feel how foreign those words sound? That's how long it's been since that child heard them. The beautiful part is this. The moment you start turning toward that silent child instead of away from them, something inside begins to soften. The screaming gets quieter, not because you silenced them again, but because they finally feel held. You start setting tiny boundaries. You stop abandoning yourself first in every conflict. You allow yourself to take up space without apologizing for it. It doesn't happen overnight, but it happens. You will never be the carefree child you could have been. That version is gone. But you can become the safe adult that child always needed. The one who notices when the old pain shows up. The one who chooses kindness instead of criticism. The one who finally says, "It wasn't your fault." If you've carried silence for years, I want you to know this. Your sensitivity was never the problem. Your depth was never too much. The world just wasn't ready for how much you felt. But you're ready now. You're allowed to stop screaming on the inside. You're allowed to speak. You're allowed to need. You're allowed to be here fully. And that silent child, they're finally starting to believe it. Take care of them tonight. They've waited long enough. I'll see you in the next one.